angry guy here, and criminal Paul Solotshi may be the real creator of Bitcoin, and a BTC crash may actually be coming. Stick around for today's Bitcoin news because it's a doozy. So we're just gonna jump into today's story, and OMG, oh my gosh, the identity of the Bitcoin creator may actually have been revealed. There is very strong evidence, and this has happened before, where there's been a number of people. For example, Craig Wright claims to be the creator of Bitcoin. I think he's lying. That's some just random guy. But this guy that we're talking about today, his name is Paul Solotshi, and he is a criminal mastermind who may actually have been the real creator of Bitcoin. Brian says, present and accountable. What's going on, Brian? Shout out to Brian in the chat. So we're going to look at some very interesting things that really may push us in the direction of noting that Bitcoin was potentially created by this guy, and also illustrate what the future may hold. You see, don't forget that Bitcoin is actually, there's about 1 million Bitcoins held by the creator of Bitcoin. And it's very interesting. So let's because if he starts selling them, the crypto market would start to skyrocket down. But let's go ahead and look at this. New evidence suggests Satoshi Nakamoto is Paul Solotshi. Oh gosh. The creator of encryption software E4M and TrueCrypt. Okay? Paul Solotshi Calder Le Roux. Okay, he's a 46-year-old criminal mastermind and is the creator of encryption software E4M and TrueCrypt, the cryptography encryption software Satoshi Nakamoto likely used to lock up his 1 million BTC. And he's also the author of an uncannily similar manifesto to the one in Bitcoin's white paper in 1998. This is getting frightening, but that's not all. Paul Solotshi Calendar LeRoux employs similar spelling and language in his writing style to that of Satoshi. This is getting really scary. He's interested in gambling. Bitcoin's initial code had a poker client included. And what's more, he's been in jail since 2012. That's probably the reason why his 1 million Bitcoin hasn't moved. On top of that, the documents included in this article show a connection of Craig Wright to Paul Solotshi. Sound like a 007 movie. Let's start from the beginning. The identity of Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonym and enigmatic creator of Bitcoin, BTC, is perhaps the most enduring mystery, is probably the most enduring mysteries of modern times. It's long been speculated as to who he, she, or they are, but to no avail. The long-standing mystery remains. Oh my. There have been a number of theories and candidates as to who Nakamoto really is, some of whom are even self-dominated, like Craig Wright, the man known as Fake Satoshi for his bold claims. Now, Wright has courted controversy by claiming to be the creator of Bitcoin, which has led to multiple lawsuits and court hearings. One such court case, Kleeman versus Wright, has surfaced new evidence in the form of a Wikipedia page which was not redacted, which oddly enough points to a new Satoshi candidate, and it's not Wright. Who's the new Satoshi Nakamoto candidate? The newfound Satoshi candidate is Paul Solotshi Calder Le Roux, a 46-year-old former cartel boss drug smuggler, arm dealer, informant to the US Drug Enforcement, DEA, and genius programmer. As seen from Roux's Wikipedia page, the man lived an eventful life with a career including gold smuggling, precious metals mining, lodging, land deals, drug and arms trafficking, money laundering, assassinations, encryption, software development, and more. Also stated on Roux's Wikipedia page, Roux is currently in U.S. custody for ordering the assassination of 6 people. Some readers may already be familiar with Roux's life story, as it was presented in a series on Adavast along with a book titled The Mastermind. An excerpt summarizing the publication states, he was a brilliant programmer and a vicious cartel boss who became a prized U.S. government asset. Apart from Lux's life as a cartel boss, he was also a brilliant programmer who created E4M and an open source free Windows disk encryption software program in 1999. As well, he is also suspected to be the creator of the open source TrueCrypt disk cryptography package, which is based on E4M's code. How did a man of this nature with an extensive criminal background and some impressive programming contributions under his belt come to be tied to Craig Wright's court case and suspected to be Satoshi Nakamoto? Let's delve into the evidence. The Kleinman versus Wright lawsuit and ties pointing to Paul Roux. Self-proclaimed Satoshi Craig Wright is being sued by the Kleinman family on accusations that Wright defrauded and stole over $11 billion worth of BTC and hard drives from the now deceased Dave Kleinman, a noted computer forensics expert who's suspected by some to be Satoshi Nakamoto. Wright and Kleinman were business partners until Kleinman died in 2013. The lawsuit that's unfolding in Florida courts has been filed with bizarre theories, misdirections, forgeries, and mistruths, which were often presented by the defendant, Dr. Wright. Okay. Oh my. Among the bizarre thing brought forth by Wright in his document 187, Dr. Craig Wright's motion for protective order. According to Wright, some of the evidence that support he is Satoshi and that the $11 billion worth of Bitcoin is his own includes sensitive information about his ties to criminals and his involvement in their apprehension and incarceration. Therefore, document 187 has been redacted so that the criminals, including the document, would not learn of Wright's involvement with their arrest and seek repercussion against him. However, unfortunately for Wright, whoever was redacting the documents failed to black out one of the corresponding footnotes that identifies the criminal kingpin in question. Oh my, Paul Roux. As seen in the footnote above, a partial URL is visible that leads to a Daily Mail article that calls Roux a real-life Bond villain behind the cocaine and gun empire spanning 4 continents who's now turned super snitch. Also, the unredacted footnote clearly contains a link to Paul Roux's Wikipedia page, indicating that Roux may very well be one of the criminals that Wright is afraid of repercussion from. The ultimate theory that Paul Roux is Satoshi Nakamoto and Craig Wright's role in all of it. With the public release of document 187, it is now being suggested that Paul Roux may be Satoshi Nakamoto and that Wright is in possession of encrypted hard drives containing Roux's stash of the famously stationary 1 million Bitcoins. Oh my. How does Craig Wright, Dave Kleinman, and Paul Roux all fit into this perplexing conspiracy theory? Well, per document 187 and the unredacted information about Roux, there is a strong assumption that Roux is the unnamed individual that Wright talks about in the document. Therefore, information outlaid in the document combined with some theorization suggests that Wright was an employee of Roux and also an informant who helped bring him down in 2012. Oh my. Following this presumed tale of events, one anonymous Redditor suggests that Wright and his longtime friend, business partner Dave Kleinman managed to get their hands on Roux's encrypted hard drives that holds 1 million Bitcoins. Now, this is beginning to make a lot more sense, isn't it? All right? Who would have the assets and the resources to create something like Bitcoin? as well as the genius. Okay? Now, and the resources, and literally published a paper that was included in the Bitcoin manifesto. A manifesto that was eerily similar to the one included in the Bitcoin white paper in 1998. Yeah, guys, this is getting it's getting real. It's getting real. Let's see here. Therefore, okay. Following this presumed tale of events, one anonymous Redditor suggested that Wright and his longtime friend, got hold of Roux's encrypted hard drives that hold 1 million bitcoins. However, unfortunately for Wright, all of Roux's coins are locked away in secure TrueCrypt volumes. The cryptographic encryption software is suspected to be developed by Roux. This, guys, explains a ton. This explains a ton as to why none of the coins have made any movement, because they can't. Wright has spent years trying to crack these hard drives with no success, which is why he has yet to prove he is Satoshi. Adding to the conspiracy theory, Wright's close friend Calvin Ayre has set up a warehouse of computers to try and crack the encrypted hard drive's code, disguising them as a cryptocurrency mining farm, meaning his mining activity is simply a front to make these massive data centers look legitimate. Therefore, according to this bewildering yet entirely possible theory, the reason Wright is setting himself up as a real Satoshi is so when he finally cracks the encrypted hard drives and gains access to the 1 million bitcoins, he can attempt to legitimately sell them off. Oh my gosh. The image above is from a document in the Kleinman W case and presents claims from Wright where he states that he's in possession of Kleinman's TrueCrypt files, oh my goodness, that contains his stored bitcoins. According to Wright, it may be possible to crack the code within 5 to 10 years. Oh my. All in all, it has been speculated that the TrueCrypt files Wright is in possession of are not Kleinman's, but in fact Roux's. We understand that this is a lot to take in and you probably still have doubts and many questions, which is completely understandable. This is a perplexing theory, but upon closer inspection, there's a lot of parallels between Paul Roux and what's known about Satoshi Nakamoto. Strong parallels between Satoshi Nakamoto and Paul Roux. Apart from the allegations of Wright's association with Roux, there are numerous curious coincidences that support the case that the criminal mastermind Roux is Satoshi. Paul Roux's alias is Solotshi, Calder Roux. One of the many passports Roux owned, he goes by the name Solotshi, which sounds extremely similar to Satoshi. Roux is a brilliant programmer and familiar with C++, and so is Satoshi. Think about this, guys. Before Roux was known to be involved in any array of criminal endeavors, he was a brilliant programmer with an obsession for cryptography and privacy, much like Satoshi Nakamoto. As previously mentioned, in 1997, he began working on E4M, Encryption for the Masses, which is a software capable of encrypting entire disks with an option for plausible deniability, denying the existence of an encrypted volume. Moreover, Roux published a kind of manifesto that expresses ideals strikingly similar to those of Satoshi Nakamoto, as explained in Wikipedia. In the politics section of the E4M website, Roux published a kind of manifesto stating that governments are increasingly relying on electric data gathering, citing projects such as Echelon linked to the 5 nation states, which would become known as the 5 Eyes more than a decade later. He stated that encryption is the only way to preserve civil liberties. At the end of the manifesto, he states, strong encryption is the mechanism with which to combat these intrusions, preserve your rights, and guarantee your freedom into the information age and beyond. Encryption for the masses. Roux is suspected to have developed TrueCrypt, the encryption software protecting Satoshi Nakamoto's 1 million bitcoins. Okay, this is crazy. Satoshi Nakamoto's 1 million bitcoins are allegedly locked away in the secure TrueCrypt volumes in secure TrueCrypt volumes, encryption software that is based on Ethereum's code. Roux is highly suspected to have been a part of a team of anonymous developers called the TrueCrypt team. This is, guys, what the heck? This suspicion is compelling because some of Roux's former colleagues believe he had worked on it, but they couldn't find any corroborating evidence, so it still remains a mystery. All in all, if anyone could have hidden wallets containing 1 million BTC, it would have been the creator of disk creation software TrueCrypt. Oh my gosh. Satoshi's disappearance lines up with Roux's new endeavors. Satoshi disappeared in early 2011 to move on to other things. Around the same time, Roux transitioned from his field of software development to cartel boss. Whoa! During this time, he experienced disruptions with his illegal global pharmaceuticals business, RX Limited, when the U.S. government and the DA restricted distribution, as stated from Roux's Wikipedia page. Oh my gosh. Around 2011, Roux began to disappear for long periods of time, with none of his employees knowing his whereabouts. As U.S. authorities were closing in on him, Roux took up temporary residence in Rio de Janeiro and planned his move there. Roux's disappearance and need to lie low coincides with Satoshi's disappearance, indicating yet another strong parallel between the two. A curious post from 2007, 7 years before Bitcoin was created, may have been written by Roux. In a forum post from 2007, 7 years before Bitcoin was released, somebody posted something that sounds an awful lot like an early idea for Bitcoin of Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and read this. I have this idea of a future with virtual peer-to-peer banking, a kind of decentralized secured system. Gone would be the times that governments and banks can track and interfere with our money transfers, or even interfere with the total amount of money on Earth. My envisioned system would have a fixed total limit of money, but each money unit, say virtual coin, is divisible indefinitely. So a kind of deflation would replace inflation. The total value of the money in the world would be a fixed number. It possesses no problem for liquidity because the currency can be divided anytime. However, many people will not spend their money much because its value will increase often. This sounds a lot like Bitcoin. Other problems raised in the areas of security, malicious use, and how to come towards such systems for the current systems. These are just ideas. I'd like to hear comments or about net resources on this subject. Is that you, Satoshi? Virtual peer-to-peer banking. It's long been suspected that Satoshi himself wrote this post before actually creating Bitcoin 7 years later. Even more interesting, the IP address of the author has supposedly been traced to the Netherlands, a country where Roux is known to have once lived. More parallels suggesting Roux is Satoshi. Both were wary of authority. Roux expressed this in his E4M manifesto, and Satoshi expressed this in his Bitcoin white paper. Both had an interest in online gambling. Roux is known to have participated in online gambling activities, and Bitcoin's initial code had a poker client included. Both understand that a new digital payment system was needed to improve upon the difficulties of traditional payment systems. Roux dealt with clunky online payments in his online prescription drug market, and Satoshi expressed understanding of payments in the Bitcoin white paper. Both use similar spelling and language. Analyze, color, defense, bloody, hard. Roux was a multi-millionaire, if not billionaire, and as such wouldn't have needed to cash out his BTC once the price began rising. This makes sense. It's Paul Solotshi, calendar, Roux, Satoshi Nakamoto. Despite all the evidence that suggests Roux could be Satoshi Nakamoto, there are still reasons to believe this is not the case. For example, in 2009, when Satoshi was refining Bitcoin, Roux was already establishing himself as a cartel boss and is known to have been drug smuggling and gun running. How would Satoshi be able to do all of this while also starting a forum and answering noobs' questions about Bitcoin? Therefore, one could argue that Wright's claim to the association with Lux are completely fabricated in an effort to show he was connected with the origins of Bitcoin. After all, Wright doesn't have the best reputation in the crypto space, and few, aside from Calvin Ayre, believe a word he says, including claims that he created Bitcoin and is Satoshi Nakamoto. Therefore, everything Wright says must be rigorously fact-checked and treated with caution. However, if Wright's dubious connection with the Roux is true and Solotshi is in fact Satoshi, it would be one of the most incredible stories ever, and Quentin Tarantino would already be jumping on the film rights. So guys, like I said, diversify, okay? Bitcoin going down will not crash the cryptocurrency market, but I will say this, because it's going to go to $1 million. At this point, Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million a coin. But like I said, you shouldn't be investing in Bitcoin. You should be investing in altcoins, specifically crap coins, all right? And if you know which coins to invest in, if you know how to invest, then you're going to make profit and lots of it. Right now, you can take any course on cryptomoney.academy, okay? And you can see the prices. All the links are in the description of the video. You can head over there using one of the links. And what I recommend always taking is, of course, the how to choose/invest in altcoins that will increase by 10 times to 1,000 times or more in value. This way, you can understand how to spot coins that are going to go up by massive proportions, and you can make a lot of money this way. All right. And of course, you always want to take profit from your cryptocurrency so that you don't lose your entire investment. And we have this course for you, how to take profit from your cryptocurrency so that you don't lose your entire investment, for $129 right now. And you can also get tons of free cryptocurrency. We have a course on that. We have a course on day trading. We have an introduction to cryptocurrency course for you guys. And of course, we have for those of you that are still struggling with Ethereum, like using Ethereum, we actually have a very in-depth course called Mastering the Ethereum Blockchain, Mastering the Ethereum Wallet and Blockchain. And you can take that course if you're struggling with Ethereum. And it really goes into deep depth on Ethereum and how it works, ERC20 tokens. It's really in depth, so you can check that out. All the links to that are in the description of the video. But I mean, what do you guys think about this? The fact that, you know, this guy could actually be Satoshi Nakamoto. This guy could actually be the creator of Bitcoin. And if that is the case, then what does that spell for the future of Bitcoin? You know, I mean, if and when he gets out of police custody, although keep in mind he's currently being held for the assassination of a bunch of people. I mean, there's a lot of questions that we should be asking right now. There's a ton of questions that we should be asking right now. You know, and as I said, you should be diversifying. You should be putting your money into various different places. You shouldn't put all your money. Don't put everything in one basket. You know, put your money into multiple different sources. Put your money into multiple different places, you know, invest your money into multiple different cryptos. Yesterday, I put out a video for you guys talking about a crypto called Ether0, which is going to skyrocket in value. And here's the funny thing. When I made the video, Ether0 was going for roughly around 18 cents a coin. I picked up about $300 worth of it after I had picked up $100 when I made the video, and I picked up another $200 worth today. And here's the funny thing about that. Ether0 has gone from 18 cents since I made that video to 27 cents. 18 cents to as high as 27 cents. All right. So like I said, you should be diversifying, but also you should be taking profit. Taking profit is pivotal. It is one of the most vital things that you can do as you're investing in cryptocurrency to ensure that you safeguard your investment. All right. Don't get greedy. Don't be what they call a pig. Underdog is like in the chat saying free Paul. It means Angry got 5 new courses on what the heck? Somebody said it means Angry got 5. So what does all of this mean? AP says it means Angry's got 5 new courses on the way. Wait, be ready to purchase them soon. Oh my gosh. Mickey says, I like the video. Anyone else want to join me? Oh, yeah, guys, yes. Hit the like button. Smash the like button. Link says dime coin just went back down to 0.0005. If you buy 20, that's 20 million. Does anyone know of a place I can buy dime coin? Gosh. Guys, you know what? I don't know. Did a lot of you like take the introduction to cryptocurrency course? Because I teach you where to go and find that stuff. Like, you know, for example, if you want to figure out where to buy something like dime coin, you can go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, and they'll basically show you all the exchanges that they're currently listed on, and then you can go purchase them off the exchange. I'm going to be setting up a new service for you guys, which is going to be which is going to provide more support, like, you know, so that you can reach out to me even faster and ask questions. Because I don't know, a lot of you guys are still struggling, and some of you have taken like I said, like if you're still struggling with cryptocurrency, you should take the introduction course. Like a lot of you, like there's a lot of you that have tried to skip over the introduction course, and that is one of the worst things you can do. All right. You should not skip over the introduction course. If you're still struggling, like with asking questions like, where do I buy dime coin? You know, you should take the introduction course. You should be taking the introduction course to learn those basic things, like this is where you'll find these resources and so forth. I might put out a separate course for you guys, actually talking about like the best Bitcoin resources, like the best places to find all these different Bitcoin resources, because it seems like a lot of you guys are still struggling with that, like where to buy cryptocurrency, how to buy crypto, like, you know, I mean, I might just put out a much larger resources guide, a separate resources guide, you know, aside from the introductory course, because a lot of you guys are still struggling with resources. Let me see here. Ben Satro says crime is gonna crime. Ben says, I did put $300 in dime. You guys are so funny. Ethereum. Kane says Ethereum. Guys, I like me personally, I'm looking forward to, and guys, if you support the content I'm putting out, definitely go ahead and hit the like button and show support for what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is I'm actually helping you guys to make money, to secure your future, to secure your wealth, because no one else is going to do it for you. I mean, like literally no one else is going to do it for you. And, you know, I mean, that's really it. That's really it. If you want to you know, if you don't want to end up living in poverty, because that's where like things are really headed right now for so many people. You know, I have a video I'm working on right now about millennials, like being asked questions about Bitcoin, and you can like basically see how poor many millennials are right now and how desperate they are right now. But unfortunately, many of them are also trapped in the cycle of instant gratification, where they just like anything to survive. Like, oh my God, like anything to survive at the moment, they'll take it, you know? Like they'll just jump on it. Like, oh my gosh, I can survive. I can use this to survive. And I mean, it's a tough situation, but it's a really tough situation, but you have to be practical about it. You really do have to be practical about it, or you're not going to really make it. I'm being so serious. I'm being so serious right now. Like you have to be practical about it, or you're not going to make it. Because right now we are literally in the midst of a terrible financial decline, and those people, those who are like sitting on their hands and, you know, twiddling their fingers and acting like, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, it's easy to say that it doesn't matter. It's easy to say that, oh well, I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. But the funny thing is that when everything hits when rock bottom hits and everyone's like panicking, that's when they want to take action. That's when they actually want to, you know, say, okay, maybe I made a mistake, and then they try to turn to everyone and look to everyone else to help them. And I've already spoken, like Mickey Turner has a good heart, but I kind of like Mickey's doing very, very good with his investments right now. And to be honest, I think Mickey's coins, they're gonna go up to like his Bitcoin Cash investments. those coins are going to end up going, if he holds on to his Bitcoin Cash investments, they're going to go up to like easily $2,000 a coin again. But I think that they may, even as Bitcoin is going to something, as Bitcoin goes up to like $200,000 a coin, those Bitcoin Cash coins that Mickey's holding will each go up to something like $20,000. That's what I honestly believe. And Mickey's just hit me up. He's asking that I categorize the courses a bit better for you. So that's something I'm going to work on. I'm going to start working on categorizing the courses a little bit better for you guys so that it flows a little better. But yeah, I mean, it's something that you have to consider right now. It's definitely something you have to consider right now because of what we're looking at. Looking at the global economic collapse is really upon us. It is a nightmare. It is definitely a nightmare. And what we're facing is something unprecedented. You know, we've literally never faced anything like this, because this is literally the fall of our financial system, you could call it, you know. And it's going to be on a global scale where fiat currency finally, like, you know, everyone has to answer for what they've done. Nothing lasts forever. And for many of us, like, you know, that's essentially it right now. You know, what are we going to do? We don't have a lot of options. We just don't. We really need to begin focusing on building our wealth and resources and diversifying our investments before everything completely crashes down. You know, it's the truth. It's the honest to goodness truth. You know, for those of you that didn't pick up the how to choose/invest in altcoins that will increase by 10 times to 1,000 times. You know, I mean, like I said, I did plenty of sales. I gave you guys plenty of opportunities to get that course. It's $299, and we're not going to be doing the $99 sales anymore. Like that's it. The $99 sales for that course, for example, that's it. So if you did not get it when it was going for $99, you are like, I mean, you just missed out. And I gave you guys plenty of chances to get that course. All right. Now, with that said, like, for example, I know like some people have different. I know some people have different schedules, and that could be a little bit difficult. Let me see. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm a guy who cares. I'm a guy who cares. So let's see what we can do for you. All right. What we'll do right now is I'll give, for anyone who did not get the course by this point, the how to choose/invest in altcoins that will increase by 10 times to 1,000 times in value. Because this is going to show you how to actually do it, how to invest in these coins, how to actually make money from these coins. This is an insane course. A lot of people purchased it, but there are still some people who just never got the chance to. We're going to do a quick 50% discount on it. So you can get it for 150 right now. And what I'm doing is you have 1 hour. So go ahead and show you that. So you have 1 hour to purchase it, a little over an hour, 1 hour, 6 minutes. You got an hour to purchase it, 50% off the course, and how to choose/invest in altcoins that will increase by 10 times to 1,000 times or more. Got 1 hour to purchase it. So for those of you who just never got around to getting it, you do have a chance to still get it at 150 bucks. But like I said, there's not going to be any more discounts like this on it. And I'm going to give you 1 hour to get it. If you really, really just never got it, but you really want the course, then I'm going to give you 1 hour to get it. And you can find links in the description of the video to head over there and pick up the course. And I mean, you know, it's funny when you look at the way things are happening right now around us, because it's happening. Everything is accelerating. Everything is accelerating. I've been investing my butt off, and like I said, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create your own online courses soon. I have a Mickey says, "Wow, you commented in real time." Yeah, I mean, like, I have a what do you call that? I have a new course section, course website coming for you guys, where you will be able to take the course on how to build your own online courses, and that's really important because, for example, I'm going to show you how to do that literally on a shoestring or almost a no string budget. Okay, I'm going to tell you the software. I'm going to show you what software to use. I'm going to teach you how to market the course. I'm going to give you all the tools you need to get started. Last month, I made let me see if I can show you how much I'm going to see if I can show you how much money I made from last month in selling my courses. Okay, let me see. Because I think I have them. I think I saved it yesterday. Let me see here. How much did I make? Okay, May. All right, so what I can do is I can show you, like I did, there was the PayPal, and then there were the credit card payments, okay? And they were really, really good. They were really, really good. And I think that most of you guys would be actually quite surprised, like if I showed them to you and say, what the heck? Yeah, I made that amount of money in that period of time. So I think that is something that let me see if I can show it to you, because I really do want to show you guys how much money you can make. Last month I pulled in total earnings. Last month I pulled in trying to figure it out, like how much did I pull in last month? I think I pulled in about was it 7,000 last month? I think I pulled in $7,000 or $8,000 last month in total, in everything across all my businesses. Selling courses, I pulled in about $6,100. So I pulled in about $6,100 selling courses last month. 6,100 selling courses last month, and that's not even counting all my other ventures. Okay, when you include all my other ventures into that, it comes out I made around $7,000 to $8,000 last month. Okay, but the majority of that came from selling courses. So I made about $2,000 from my other ventures, and I made about $6,000 from selling courses. So I made around $8,000, between $7,000 and $8,000 last month. That's how much money I made. So you can, and like I said, Sharky, Mickey Turner, yeah, I definitely did make that. I made about close to 8,000. Sharky, I did make about 8,000. Sharky, Mickey Turner, Goo Monster, they already purchased their courses. They already purchased the courses that are going to teach them how to create their own online courses. And I'll have that coming for you guys soon. I'm still just working to roll it out. But once that's out, you're going to be able to start building your brand and start building a business. Because right now we are literally in the depths of decline. And it's like frightening watching how the millennials are handling this, because the millennials are just like, I don't want to use the word dumb, but they're kind of dumb. Like you're like dumb, but they're kind of like they're like deer in the headlights. It's like they're not rationalizing. They're not like seeing the writing on the wall. They're just kind of paralyzed at this moment. Mickey says you made 9,000 in May. You're right up there with TFM. You're right up there with TFM. Okay, guys, let me ask you a question though. I made 9,000. All right, so I made maybe close to 9,000. But if I'm right up there with TFM, I made my money teaching you how to make money. I made my money teaching you how to make money. Think about that carefully. I made my money teaching you how to make money. All right. And you guys have been seeing massive profits, massive growth. Those of you that started investing in my courses back in January, you guys have made tons of money already. Tons of money already. All right. Tons of money. If Mickey does it right and carefully and takes profit while also holding and staying in the market and following the guides on how to buy and so forth, he will, like I said, just right now alone, Mickey is over the next let me take a. I'm gonna see if I can take a guess. Over the next couple of years, Mickey's probably sitting on about between maybe between $50,000 and $100,000 right now. Just the next few years, he's sitting on about 50, maybe between $50,000 and $100,000 in cryptocurrency. Sharky may be sitting on about $1 million. Sharky may be sitting on about $1 million in crypto, and yeah, I mean, again, this I'm just looking at the value of their assets. I mean, it's really stellar. There's a lot of these guys who invested. I'm looking at their portfolios, and they're sitting on more money than they even know. They're sitting on more money than they even realize. So it's very, very important. One course I'm going to put out for you guys is basically on taking profit, so that you guys, not taking profit on, I mean, reading. You already put out the taking profit course on learning how to read the market, so that you understand why the market goes up, why it goes down sometimes. For example, when Bitcoin hit $9,000 like a few days ago, it then suddenly went down to 8,200, and then it's been steadily climbing back to like 8,600, 8,700. And why is that happening? The reason why is because a lot of people have automation in their accounts. So for example, they have sell orders that they're going to start selling a portion and taking profit at 9,000, which is what the smart people do. But while they're doing that, other people are buying it up, and then it quickly recovers. So when you see the markets react like that, you can start figuring out how these things are happening and why these things are happening. And there's many different sources that you can utilize to quickly determine if the markets are being manipulated, if a whale is trying to manipulate the markets. People who basically, like, you know, they'll buy some, then dump some, so that they can try to drive the price down. There's a number of factors included in that. I'm going to teach you guys how to predict, analyze, and predict the markets. This way you will understand what's going on, how to find the resources to understand what's going on, so that you don't panic, so that you can see the opportunity to start profiting when other people are panicking. That is something very important. A lot of that comes from Warren Buffett, actually. A lot of what I've learned about predicting the market is based around the philosophy of the way Warren Buffett invest. Okay, that is the honest truth. Let me read some of your comments right now. Mickey says factor in $300 investment every month. Yeah, Mickey is going wild right now. Mickey is not screwing around, guys. BTC is $8,697 right now. Brian says, angry. What do you think about high frequency trading in crypto? My thought is that you can make money in all of these areas, okay? And you know, it's about understanding what you're doing, and then utilizing the appropriate tools to actually achieve that. There's going to be tons there. I mean, we're already witnessing a lot of that happening. Okay, a lot of that happening. I mean, you know, leveraging high frequency trading marketing data is another great way of looking at how the markets may react. So, I mean, you should basically, if you have that skill set, bringing that into the crypto market is not a bad idea, Brian. If you have that skill set, bring it into the crypto market, you'll understand how to analyze that information, and then putting it into practice is good. But I will say this about Bitcoin: you have to be careful, because Bitcoin cryptocurrency does not behave like traditional markets, because it's kind of like the wild west right now. And then there's a number of other factors. The fact that when the stock market closes at some time, all right, the Bitcoin market never closes. Bitcoin is always being traded. Crypto is being traded 24 hours a day. That is not the case with stocks, okay? And as a result of that, it creates more volatility, but it also creates more opportunity as well. So, I mean, and there's also another thing, for example, we're beginning to use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to make mobile payments, like to buy things like coffee. You can now use Bitcoin to shop on Amazon. I mean, at this point, because of these factors and the intrinsic value and the function of it, stocks, stocks are very rigid. You just basically buy them and hold them. buy them, hold them, trade them, and so forth. But when it comes to Bitcoin, it's a completely different beast. When it comes to cryptocurrency, it's a completely different beast. Because, for example, when you get outside of the cryptocurrencies, when you get outside of the Bitcoin sphere and enter into something like Ethereum, you then have what we call decentralized applications that are linked to utility and functions. And as a result of that, that completely transforms the utility as well. And it transforms the utility as well as the value. So again, it is you just have to learn how to interpret the market data, but realize that the old rules don't necessarily apply, not entirely. You can use them to some degree to guide you, but you can't completely rely on them, because crypto is a completely different space in and of itself. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. What are you guys saying? Hey, Mickey says that everyone give you your email so I can invite you all to my Coinbase. Coinbase will give you and me crypto. I mean, there you guys go. I'm going to start putting in stop loss orders starting in June. Very good. Mickey actually purchased a day trading course. Guys, right now, it's probably one of the best times to start getting into day trading as well, because as the increased volume of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is increasing in volume, you can start making lots of money just trading like $100 in crypto a day. If you can trade $100 of crypto a day and pull in $20 or $30 a day, all right, not doing almost any work, if you do that every day over the course of a month, you can pull in $600 to $900. I'm talking about just like minimal investment, very minimal investment trading. You can pull in a ton of money every month, and you can use that to build your brand, build your business, to build your life, pay your rent, whatever it is that you want to do. So I just wanted to put that out there for you, for those of you that have not really factored that in carefully. You see here. There's quite a few of you guys actually watching the stream today, which is really nice. Mickey says, angry, I gave a programmer who knows how to do dApps. I have a programmer who knows how to do apps, so you two can work together. That's okay. You know what? If you have a programmer who's good with decentralized applications, you can definitely introduce me to him, and we can possibly work together. Because I'm always looking for talented people to join the team. We're doing a lot of work is being done with Red Pill right now behind the scenes, and what we're doing right now is we're actually trying to launch something very similar to Basic Attention browser, but it's going to be focused on content creators and supporting content creators and fans, and creating an ecosystem within that space. So look out for that. We're working on that at the moment, and hopefully we'll have something to announce on that very soon. But again, it's funny, like I told you, like all this, like I said, TFM gets $9,000 a month, and what do people get out of it? They get grief entertainment. In this case, I'm giving you guys something that you can actually use to enrich your lives, build your wealth, and actually to survive in the future, because right now we're heading into very tough and hard economic times. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this concept, about the idea that criminal Paul Solotshi is the real creator of Bitcoin. Do you think it's true? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's just a hoax? What do you guys think? And do you think that it's possible that this could lead to a crash of Bitcoin if he were to cash out, or if Craig Wright actually is able to crack those hard drives allegedly and then gain access to the 1 million BTC? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget you can find all of the links to the courses and description video if you want to take a course on cryptomoney.academy. Don't forget the how to profit course. Profit by 10 times to 1,000 times or more is going for $150 right now, 50% off if you want to pick it up. Love God, and you have 1 hour left, so yeah, or a little less than an hour to pick it up. So anyway, love God, get money, and cheers.